So it's no secret that I love Avatar. So far I've made 2 videos on it. The thing is, in the middle of editing my last video, there were some leaks that came out about the upcoming Avatar series, Avatar 7 Havens. And I just gotta say, I'm not sure how to think about it yet. So I decided to get with a friend, an avid enjoyer of all things cartoons, the virtual celebrity, or TVC, and decided to discuss the leaks a bit, along with our feelings about it, and our feelings about Avatar as a whole. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it.
Hi, my name is TVC. That stands for the virtual celebrity. I just talk about cartoons. Yeah, that's it.
And that's good enough for anyone. You know, I have probably a wide range of things I talk about, but I do have cartoon stuff I talk about on here as well. I made 2 videos on Avatar recently already. One on The Last
Ooh.
Airbender and one recently on Korra. So, we're going to be talking about the leaks and stuff for the new Avatar show that's coming up. But I wanted to talk
Avi.
about a couple other things just to kind of ease into that, because we can't really talk about the new Avatar without talking about the stuff that came before. Now, obviously, if you're watching this, you're already probably a fan of The Last Airbender, but the one that probably divided the fandom the most has probably been The Legend of Korra. So I want to know, what
Yeah,
were your thoughts on Korra?
I'm a recent Korra convert because I too was in the camp of, oh my god, why does this exist? Like it's I don't like shows where I despise the main character. And with Legend of Korra, I liked everyone except Korra. But as time went on and I matured and developed as a human being, I realized the story they were going for. And also, I also had to deal with some internalized, I don't know, misogyny, just pick me girl behavior that I had to throw in the trash because me hating Korra ironically did not make the guy I like back then like me anymore.
Right.
So it was having to come to terms with the fact that Korra is a different archetype than Aang. She is literally supposed to be his polar opposites. And
Mhm.
with every avatar cycle, the next one is like night and day with the previous one. I think people don't really know this, but Aang is almost antithetical to Roku in almost ideology because even though Aang tends to want peace and love for all, Aang did know where to draw the line with certain people. Like with Zuko, even though Zuko came back and wanted to fix things, Aang did not want to give this man a chance. But with Roku, he let his own personal feelings cloud his judgment so much that it started the 100-Year War, which is something Aang has to grapple with. So with Korra, again, just mix and mash. I just kind of love it now in retrospect of like, yeah, the Avatar cycle is so intriguing in how it bounces from person to person. And if Korra had been so similar to Aang, people would have criticized it more for why does this even exist if she's just going to be Aang 2.0, you know?
Hmm. I agree. I've kind of grown a little bit from that as well, because I remember being, the show still frustrates me on a lot of aspects of
Oh,
it.
to 100%.
But Korra was one that I kind of softened up over the years for. The first time I watched, I actually tried to give it a chance, because when I first watched it, it was like when it first came out, and I was like, nah, this looks kind of weird, mostly just because of the environment, not because of any of the characters. So I kind of dropped it, but then when I started watching Avatar again, I was like, oh, I need something else. And my buddy's like, well, try watching Korra. I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And at first I was like, yeah, Korra is kind of like, eh. I didn't like her at first. And
Yeah,
then
whatever.
but then as I come to like get to review it a little bit more, I was watching somebody, I think it might have been Film Theory, when they were talking about how different like each avatar was trying to, and I think there was another person, Lily Pete, was talking about it as well, how amazing all the previous avatars were
You
to,
mean Lily Orchard?
yeah, sorry, Lily Orchard, I forgot they changed their last name. She changed her
Okay.
last name. Yeah, I forgot that, but I did watch her video um, on Korra, and I agree with her on a lot of the points in it. But she seemed to have also softened up on it. But how like all the previous
The
avatars,
Korra hater, the Korra hater to Korra stan pipeline is insane.
that's true. And I still don't like how she didn't develop much beyond season 2, because she kind of grew a little bit in season 2, but then it seemed to have like a persona reset in like 3 and 4. Um, Well, okay, only in 3 and 4 they at least tried to do something different with her, which I enjoyed. But season one, I liked that she was different fundamentally from Aang, and if you look like when Aang was looking at talking to all the previous spirits and was getting information from them and how different they were from him, I loved that,
Hmm.
and I loved that
Hmm.
Korra is also different from every previous Avatar in the fact that every previous Avatar didn't want to be the Avatar, she loved being the Avatar, and I loved that about Korra, and I even
And
loved
the
like the
reality of
design.
it bitch slapped her into the dirt. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And season four, I loved that they made her question whether or not she actually wanted to be the Avatar anymore. So I do like that aspect of her. Every other character, on the other hand, I have issues with. Except for Tenzin and his family. They will always
The
be the best characters, in my opinion.
if I was going to point like the Legend of Korra had two massive problem points that I feel like is the main reason why the show kind of fell in on itself. It was one, the shipping. The Avatar crew do not know how to do ships. They need to stay away from that shit like the plague.
Hmm.
And number two, it was Nickelodeon handicapping them, telling them this is the last season, you're not gonna get another season. And then the showrunners, instead of doing what every 90s show would do and just end on a cliffhanger, they tried to tie up all the loose ends by the end. That's
Hmm.
why season 3 and 4, being the only two seasons that, oh, they knew they had, you can see like how season 3 and 4 are more cohesive. I feel season 1 and 4 are the strongest seasons of the show,
I agree.
but season 3 is unfortunately the most forgettable to me, but season 2 is a season that you can literally delete. You don't have to watch season 2 and your perception on the show would not change at all. I think the
Hmm.
only thing you'd miss is that the Avatar cycle got deleted. But again,
Yeah.
it gets beaten into your head in season 3. So again, you can just skip season 2 as a season and it wouldn't
Especially
change much.
especially since everybody seems to agree wholly that season two is probably the worst season, which sucks
Mm-hmm.
because it started off strong. Because I left season one kind of
Oh, it
wanting
started off
more.
so good.
I left season one kind of wanting
Yeah.
more because it was like the way it ended was kind of weird, and they kind of just handed her everything, and that was because season one was the only season planned, so they kind of had to speedrun everything. But when they knew they had a second season, I'm like, okay, you can develop things a little better, and it started off great. The Civil War was amazing, and then when they completely
I do
forego the Civil
believe
War,
the Civil War was supposed to be both season 2 and 3, and then after the Civil War they would have like naturally gone into season 4 because the here plot line was just it was there, but also it felt like you felt like okay, the here took up the entirety of season 3, whereas it's like no, if you condense the here thing, it was probably like 6 episodes. They were kind
hmm,
of running around trying to find avatars for most of it. And
yeah,
again, with season 2, it started off so strong. It was so that they just had to veer left with Asami and Mako and Korra, and it's like I don't fucking care. Let them all kiss. I don't give a shit. Go back to the interesting plotline, please.
yeah.
And the moment Korra lost her memory, I just wanted to throw myself off a cliff. Like God dang it, you were doing so well.
And even the first series had the restraint to keep all the shipping stuff to a minimum, which I'm glad they did. But season two
Even
just
the whole, I think, what was his name? Bolin? Oh yeah, the whole Okora likes Marco, but Marco doesn't like her back, so she went to Bolin, and then Marco got jealous. Like the toxic shipper in me love that, it still does, but to this day, I'm like, that was just wasted time. But
yeah.
yeah, I guess it kind of pushes Cora and Marco together. But since they didn't end up together in season 4, it was a waste of time to begin with. Like the shipping.
Which is so funny to me. I seem to be the only person who seems to be on board that Bolin and Korra had better chemistry, and I feel like they would have been a better end ship just because their chemistry in season one was great. And then when they completely went with the Mako ship, Bolin just kind of got sidelined for most of the series after that.
I think I see where they were going because Korra and Bolin ironically kind of give me Aang and Katara vibes
Hmm.
because Korra and Bolin were such sibling energy, but it's like, oh, one person likes you. And and at the end of the day, a lot of people are like, Bolin is kind of too good for Korra. And the shady side of me is like, I totally agree. And I'm
Yeah.
not mad at who Bolin ended up with.
Oh
because
yeah,
he
I
ended
love
up with
Opal.
like somebody perfect for him. Yeah, Opal is perfect for him.
Hmm.
But then again, Marco has no one. And I know a lot of people despise Marco's existence, but I am the last Marco stan on this planet. And I'm like, give my boy a love interest. Hell, let him date the fucking Earth King or whatever. I don't care. We
And
already have one gay couple. Let's make it two. I
yeah,
don't even think it was ever implied that I forgot his name, the Earth King kid, had any love interest. Like he never even implied that he liked girls.
no, he was just kind of was doing his own thing. He was just like very he had his vanity. That's all he had going for his character.
Yeah, and he was just obsessed with Marco being around him. I'm like, bro, chill.
And that's the sad part is Mako could have been such a cool character, but he was like kind of sidelined to being the Earth King's personal bitch. So it's just like,
Like the moment the two main girls were not interested in him, they just didn't know what to do with him. Like season three, Marco did not need to follow them on that air nomad trip, but Cora forced him into it, and then they were like, okay, we need to do something with him. Oh, hey, you have a secret Earth family, and then the Earth family are all Earthbenders, so it makes Marco stick out like a sore thumb because he's the only firebender among them. So he really didn't need to be there, and they
yeah,
have this adopted younger brother. It's the more I think about Korra, sometimes I'm like, wait, that was actually a fever dream, wasn't it?
yeah. And that's why I like the show frustrates me because it did some cool stuff, it did some good things, but then it did some things that were very questionable that with the characters. So,
The wasted
eh,
potential is on another level
yeah,
because it could have been just as solid as like the last airbender if it wasn't for like corporate meddling. Like I'm pretty sure if they knew they had four seasons out the gate, because even Ang at Legend the first one, they only had three seasons and they did such good with it. So if they had four seasons and they know they have it under lock and key, we probably could have had Zahir teased all the way in season one. We could have had what's the I forgot her name from season four, the
Kuvira,
main Earth villain. Yeah,
Kuvira.
Kuvira.
Mhm.
She could have showed up in season two as well. Like a lot of things could have been handled better, and a lot of these problems that we have, like again, season three and four are so solid. And the reason why season four is so good was because season three was just set up. Unfortunately, season three is a setup season because even
Yeah,
Kuvira was teased in it, but it's
mhm,
a blink and you miss it kind of thing. And
yeah,
Zahir in season three helped Korra in season four deal with all the spiritual bullshit that was going on. It's nice. Now, if they could have just done that for four seasons,
yeah.
I
Eh,
pray to God Avatar Pavi does not go through the bullshit Korra went through. But at the same time, if she gets better treatment than Korra, I will break all the shit.
yeah,
Because it's not fair.
exactly. Because it had potential if it like, and I feel like they also could have given her the actual Avatar journey instead of speedrunning it. If they knew they had four seasons, because they were only given one season. But then Nickelodeon tried its hardest to just completely dog walk the show, and then it
Like,
just,
like
yeah,
we thought Aang speed ran his Avatar journey. Korra was on another level. She started out with all three.
yeah. So I think if they knew
Oh
they had four seasons,
no.
they could have just had her like learn, oh, that she's the Avatar at 16 like she's supposed to, and then have her travel. I think it could have been cool if they had traveled the world and saw how different bending has gotten, because she could even gone to like the city of metal, like when she was trying to learn earth bending, and then learn metal bending at the same time. So it could have been like if they went
I
on the
don't
journey, it could have been cool.
remember. I might I might look it up or someone in the comments can tell us. But you know how Aang, it's like season one is water, season two is earth, and season three is fire. And then
Hmm.
Korra, season one is air. I just had like that little trail of thought, but then season two, I don't remember. Season three, I don't remember. And then I think four is energy. So Korra being having already accessed all three avatar elements, and then the fourth one being air, I think her other journey was supposed to be, with energy and spirituality because it was one thing she struggled with the most.
Hmm.
But then again,
And then I think the
show
last one was
didn't have
balance.
time, so it kind of
And I think the last one was balance, if I remember correctly, which would have been a perfect ender.
yeah, it's kind of like her going through, what's the name of that? There was this guru that Aang went to
Hmm.
that when Aang was trying to unlock his chakra and how he was like, oh, there's different things blocking you. I do think they wanted to explore that more with Korra because season two was her going to like the water tribe and then opening the spirit. But yeah, I think season two for Korra was spirits, and then
Hmm.
season three when they released the
3 was changed.
airbender COVID virus onto the world
Yeah.
was changed. So they were trying to go through what that guru went through with Aang with Korra because she
Mhm.
too her chakra or whatever was blocked. But
Yeah.
again, like you said, they speed ran through everything. Oop, someone's calling me. 1 second. Oh, sorry.
No, you good.
I put like the most old basic ringtone, and my mom is like, "Stop it."
No, you're good.
I think it gives her war flashback. Sorry, what was I saying?
The guru.
Oh yeah, the chakra thing. But like you said, because they speed ran through Korra's development, they couldn't really sit down and analyze her, maybe opening like her mind, her soul, her energy, and
Yeah.
everything.
And I think it
Because
could have been
season
cool.
two,
Oh, sorry. I
no,
think
no,
it could have been
continue.
cool if they, because Aang did that in like an episode or two, it would have been cool to have her go through that journey um throughout the series rather than just in 2 episodes trying to explain all of it at once, which I think would have been cool and explore that while learning the elements.
How he learned from the lion turtle and blocked like Susan
Yeah,
Ozai's
Sozin. No, yeah,
bending. Yeah.
Ozai. Yeah, that would have been cool. And I do like the way that they handled at least the first villain. I think the second villain, um Unalaq, could have been a lot
Come
better
on.
if they, yeah, Amon I liked, except for the ending. Amon was cool. I think it would have been cool if Amon was actually Tarlok.
Yeah, that
Him
that
having him.
suicide ending was just oof.
Oof, yeah. Because I think it would have been cool if he was playing both sides. If Tarlok was both sides, like he was inciting the rebellions on purpose to get non-benders out of the city.
I I guess the idea for that was that it's kind of a cop out. Oh, the guy who's causing you problems this whole time was the evil villain. Woo!
Yeah.
But then again, having just a brother come out of nowhere is also, heh. It would have been nice if it was somebody within the political system causing all the trouble. Because,
Right.
yeah, in the real world, a lot of politicians are the same people who fund like terrorist groups or whatever to
Hmm.
create issues to further their own agenda. I mean, that's literally happening where I am right now. There was this list that was supposed to come out with a bunch of politicians funding like this terrorist group, and oh my God, would you look at that? The case got dropped. It happened. What are you talking about? You're hallucinating.
Yeah. And I think it would have been cool to have somebody kind of play both sides to it, but then just having it to be a guy who is abused and is actually a bender the whole time. And then I don't, if to come to think about it, I don't even think that they know he's dead. I don't think anybody actually knows Amon is dead.
Yeah, because they just ran away, and
Yeah,
next thing, and then everything just went silent. I think everyone is like, that's okay. But if you see a boat is missing and a villain escapes, I'm pretty sure they're just like, okay, so long as they don't come back and cause any problems, we don't
yeah,
care.
yeah. It's just funny to me. And but what sucks even more, I think, with how they handled Korra was, I think if I remember correctly, 3 out of the 4 villains that she fought, Janora actually beat him, or at least did a lot of the work. Because
I,
I know she was saved by
with
like she saved her from Unalaq in season 2. She saved her from
uh-huh.
Zahir in 3, and she saved her from Kuvira in 4. I think she only just delivered the final
Um,
blow, if I remember correctly, which kind of sucks.
the Amon, I remember Korra shoved him out a window, and that's
Yeah,
how his identity got revealed, and he ran away.
yeah, and he
In
kind of
season
defeated
two, yeah,
himself.
Janora came and kamikazed everything, and then
Yeah.
it allowed Korra to rip Ratu out of Unalaq.
Hmm.
And in season three, again, Janora gathered all the airbenders to, suck Zahir back. So
Hmm.
again, season three, I would even say it more so other people defeated the villain than Korra, but season two, it was a tag team thing. And then season three, I don't even remember Janora in that one. It was Janora only stopped Kuvira from kicking Korra's ass. But in the
Right.
finale,
In the finale, oh yeah, there was a
Kuvira's
fight.
mech robot went out of control, and then
Oh,
Korra
that was
finally learned how
Mako's
to
doing.
energy bend.
That was Mako's doing that one.
Mako
He
blew up. Again,
he blew
another
up the
another
energy.
tag team.
Yeah. So that one's fair, I guess. And then she still did a hand to hand and beat her in the end. So that's fair. I
To
just
be
hope that.
fair, you could argue the same thing for Aang. Aang was taking care of like the Fire Lord, and then
Mhm.
Toph was the one taking down the airships that would have
That's
actually
true.
genocided people.
Yeah.
So who did more heavyweight lifting in that one?
Yeah, true. I think though the one-on-one was great for Aang there. So I think I do like the one-on-one with Kuvira and Korra. So
Yeah,
um,
like even when Korra was trying to give Kuvira like mercy, Kuvira went for the cannon and still tried to shoot her and was out of like I think just the other day I was laying down in bed, I was like, how would Kuvira's fiance feel? You know, he was um Toph's daughter's son. I forget that whole family name, but
mhm,
you and your fiance inside a coup take over the Earth Kingdom. You get kidnapped by your family, and your fiance is like, yeah, no, she was gonna kill all of them. You
yeah,
sacrificed everything for her, and she was just gonna do it. Like, how do you wake up the next morning?
right. Well, I just hope that the problems that Korra had doesn't translate over because I hope they actually have a plan because now it's taken over by Avatar Studios, which I hope they do better because I know that the Avatar
did they
movie
did
they
they
made did
buy
that.
their property back from Nickelodeon? I don't
I
get.
think so. I think the Avatar studio was created to buy it from Nickelodeon, so Nickelodeon doesn't have it. So I think it's if it comes out, it'll be a Netflix original because I don't think it's going to be
Ah,
on
I
Nick.
do not trust. I do not trust. Because I'm pretty sure buying the IP would have been expensive, but maybe by Korra, Nickelodeon ruined the brand so much that it was just cheap for them to like
Right.
buy it back.
So I think that's what they did because I know
Because
the people in charge is now Avatar Studio. So they're the ones making the new movie coming out as well.
who owns Guitar Studio? You know, let's make the A good use. Yep. The parent organization is still in Animation Studios. Oh no.
Oh no. Okay. Well, hopefully they do it better
Well, it's
because
well, it's technically Paramount because you know Paramount is above Nickelodeon, and I
oh
guess
right.
Paramount have they been doing some good things recently? I don't know.
I'm not sure. I haven't. The last thing that I know that they did was the live action TV show, which is it's eh.
I
I,
watched one episode and I kind of just bounced.
yeah, because I think it has no business being live action. Trying to make something that's animated into live action feels weird to me.
Yeah,
That's
hard
just how I
agree.
am. But I'm hoping because they're making an animated movie soon that has all the old cast or like the old cast, but all the old characters in it. I just hope that they bring back the old cast. But what I hear is only Dante Bosco's coming back, which is kind of weird because all the old actors are old enough to play their older counterparts now. So it just makes sense to have them
No.
voice them. But I understand the direction is that they want the characters who are close enough in uh, the ethnicity group that they're based off of to voice them, which I understand. But also at the same time, it's gonna sound weird.
I can understand that. Yeah.
But now with all that out of the way, let's actually get into some of the leaks. I know some of the leaks for the new show that are coming out. Obviously, the biggest one is that it's the Avatar is female paraplegic who is a twin, and I think they're fighting over who they think is the Avatar because they don't know for sure.
Yeah, I think the information I got recently is that oh no, they're both avatars. And at another place I heard, oh, she's the 100th cycle. So after Korra did that thing that again ended the world that caused Pavi and her sister to be born, Nisha or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
now they're both the avatars. Now, if that is not true, I think it would be more interesting for them to try and figure out who has the avatar, whatever. Because now this world, they don't like avatars, or maybe they don't like benders. But I think it's that they don't like avatars. Because yeah, you wouldn't like the being that caused the end of the world.
Mm-hmm.
But if both of them are avatars, it would again maybe it's like how I theorize. Okay, maybe one has Vatu and the other one has oh god, I
Rava.
forgot her name, Rava.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they hedge a bet that Pavi probably has Vatu because she's disabled, and the child who is good and whole has
Rava.
the good avatar,
Mm-hmm.
Rava. But then they're completely wrong because we know Pavi is supposed to be the avatar we follow. She's the protagonist, and
Right.
other fans are saying, okay, they would want maybe Vatu to be inside Pavi, but it's like, no, I don't want a dark avatar.
Yeah. I
I
I
was
kind of
stupid even when Unalaq said it.
yeah. I kind of don't like the idea of like an evil avatar. So which is why the whole Vatu Rava situation I thought was weird and it kind of broke the lore. But if they could maybe kind of use Pavi to fix it, I think it'd be pretty cool. At the same time, not I don't want to sound like I'm sexist, but I actually liked the idea of having a male Earthbender, and only because we are the last Earthbender or the last Earth Avatar was already female.
I got absolutely dragged through the mud in my video when I said that, when I said, oh, I want the next avatar to be a girl because of the cycle. But I also specifically said, well, to be fair, we did have Roku then Aang, which is male and male. So in all fairness, we should also have like Korra and Pavi, but I don't think people made it that far in the video because they were like, even before then we had, I think people were going all the way back to the last waterbender. What was his name? I forgot his name. But
Um,
there
Korok.
the one, oh yeah, okay, the one before, oh my god, names, what's
There's
her
so many
name, the
names.
last earthbender, last
Um,
earthbender.
oh God, Kyoshi.
Thank you, Kyoshi. So they said, oh, Kyoshi before her was also a female, but I don't even know. But then I was like, well,
Well,
technically in every
actually,
avatar cycle, the
I was
last one.
actually looking at the cycle when I was making my core video because they had the whole line going down, and actually the Earth Avatar before Kyoshi was male.
Oh yeah, okay, maybe I think the one where I said, okay, the last, okay, Aang was a male, but the last Airbender avatar was a female.
Right.
Roku was a male, but then people in the comments were like, yeah, the last
The one
Earth
before
Firebender was also
well, yeah.
before Roku was also a male. So it
Yeah.
makes sense. So I'm like, so are you telling me maybe the Earth lineage is only going to be female? Maybe there's like one lineage of avatars where it's just one gender. Maybe with water, like Korra, and then the one
Hmm.
before her was Karuk, and then Aang, the one before her was female. But then fire is mainly just male avatars, and Earth is mainly female avatars. That would be hysterical.
I think that'd be funny, but I think narratively it because obviously it can be random how it works, right? But I think narratively speaking, it works better if they went with, air is male, uh, and then the one before that one was female, and then fire is male, and then the next water one is female, and then
They could have even fixed this whole BS if they made the two avatar girls. One is a boy, one is a girl. That
yeah,
fixes
that
everything.
fixes everything. And I think it would have been cool narratively if the next one was Earth, because the previous one was or the next sorry, the Earth one is male because the previous one was female, and then if they would make a fourth series with a fire avatar, make that one female because the last two before that was male. So I think it would work narratively speaking to have boy girl.
Again, I think, and this is just me throwing out a Hail Mary, I think they're probably gonna try and do maybe a non-binary trans something because Korra was gay. So I was like, well, you know what? With avatars and spiritual beings, maybe one of the twins will turn into a guy. And you know what? I don't care. Because again, even if it was non-binary, it would fix most of our problems.
I but again, I think if they just went because I know there's a fan story about a male Earth avatar. I haven't
Oh
read
yeah,
it.
the one he was a sandbender or something.
Yeah,
Genji.
Genji, right. I haven't read it, but I hear it's good. I think not obviously don't take directly from that, but that idea I think is pretty cool. And then
The
again,
thing
if
I think some people don't understand with fan made things is that if you make a fan made project that's so good, people like the original creators of the show cannot use your ideas even if they came up with it because you can legally sue them as someone
right,
who came up with this first and they have no possibility of arguing that they did it first. So even if they did want to make a male earth avatar, they can't do that because you did it first. It's funny and tragic in a way.
which is dumb to me because everybody's thought of everything, meaning you can't make anything without somebody thinking, "Oh,
so
you stole
long
that
as
idea."
so long as you don't post it online. I was watching something the other day of a creator. I don't know if it was a musician or an artist or a skit maker that they said every time they want to do something, they go online and type it out on like Google or YouTube. And if there's even one single person who made something, even if it only has 3 views, he doesn't make it because people have been litigious against him. And I was like, that's depressing.
That
I will make it
sucks.
and I'll still fight you in court.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm hoping that this new series fixes some of the issues people had with the previous one. I don't hate the idea of the world being in shambles, except for the fact that it's now going to be blamed on
I
Korra.
do.
Only
I
be-
do.
I was
I
gonna say
hate
only
it.
because now they're going to blame it on Korra, which is fair.
No, it's
But
not.
well, no, it's fair that they're gonna think that, but they shouldn't, because it shouldn't really be on the
Korra
previous
has
Avatar.
gotten too much shit.
That's
She
what I'm
had so
saying.
much shit outside universe. Now they're giving her shit inside universe. Come on,
That's
give
why
the
I'm
woman
saying
a break.
it shouldn't be this Mad Max world. It should be the world is fine, and maybe they're just
I
one
think,
person
and
lives in like a poverty-stricken area of the Earth Kingdom because they're still trying to rebuild it.
I think they're trying to capture the lightning in a bottle with Aang, but they're
Mm.
dialing it up to 11 because after the 100-year war, yeah, you can argue this world that they live in is almost dystopian because the Fire Nation has destroyed a lot of things. So they're trying to go back to that. And then they made Pavi younger than Aang. And I'm like, okay, so what? She's 7? How old is
That's
she?
what I'm
Aang was
wondering. It's
pretty
like
young for a
Aang was
protagonist.
11 or 12, and they already said that it was
Ye-
too young.
Yeah, so you're gonna have a 9-year-old kick ass. People
Yeah,
people barely believe Toph could fold people, and Toph was 10.
yeah.
So
And the same thing with
yeah,
Jinora. Jinora was a
I
year younger than Aang and became a master of airbending, and people were already like, "You're kind of
so that
stretching it now."
they're trying to go back to their roots, and it's like there's only so far you can push it, unless they're gonna try and mix maybe the Aang and Korra thing, because Aang was too young, and Korra to this day you cannot get a concrete age of Korra. Oh, she's 14. Oh, she's 16. Oh, she's 18. We do not know.
Yeah. Well, all we know is she was
So
6 when she
it
was
was
first introduced and was able to bend 3 of
she's
the
she's
4.
the she's the ambiguous teenager age. So with
Yeah.
Pavi, I'm thinking if they have concrete number of episodes, maybe we see her grow, like maybe from
Hmm.
9 to 15. So we
Maybe
see
like
her
when you
from an
first see
Ang
her.
to a Korra.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe they just do the thing with Korra where they first show her that young, and then there's like a time skip.
Also, if I'm gonna be a shit stirrer and for a lot of people, the show never confirmed Pavi is a girl.
That's true. They just kind of like the way the character looks is very
Because
feminine.
everything we have so far is leaks, and all the
Hmm.
leaks. Even I remember before we even got it, one YouTuber, I don't want to say he got in trouble, but he made from the leaks he made concept art of it, and he assumed Pavi was light skinned. He assumed her like partner, the animal companion, was a cat, and then Pavi turned out to be more darker skinned, and everyone was having a cow like, oh my god, they're introducing black characters into this show now, and people are like, she's Southeast Asian. They have a darker skin tone. The
Yeah,
show is still very much Asian.
yeah. My
You're just
wife
an
is
asshole.
my wife is Southeast Asian and has darker skin, so it's just that's just how a lot of them are.
I just don't know if Pavi has darker skin than Korra or not, because Korra wasn't even called black as well. But then again, I'm pretty sure a stupid idiot is gonna assume Korra is black. Hey, maybe that's why people hate her so much. They think she's black. Oh my god.
I think most people just don't, I'm sure there's some asshole out there that just doesn't like her for being a woman or whatever, but I think a healthy chunk just don't like how she was characterized throughout the show or even just her attitude.
Because everyone knew Katara and Sokka were like Eskimos.
Yeah.
So yeah, Korra is the same thing, but Korra looks more like Sokka than, Katara. So
Hmm.
maybe there's that. Hell, there are some people to this day who come for me saying, what's her name? Oh God, I forgot her name. From Steven Universe, the girl he ended up
Uh,
with.
oh God. I don't remember. I don't remember
I
most of the
cannot.
heroes' names.
Connie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I remember the Indian. No, I think I just call her Asian because there was this picture with her parents, and it's implied maybe there's some Chinese in there. But I just say, oh, she's Asian. People have come for me saying she's black. I'm like, where?
It's the same people saying that Cleopatra's black. It's like, no, she's Egyptian. There's a reason she's from Egypt.
Oh my god, oh my god.
It's like, hey, we have
People don't
some
even know
great.
that Egyptians don't like claiming Africa. Egyptians claim Middle Eastern, but then other African countries like to be shit stirrers and say, no, 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 you're African. You ain't going nowhere. Yeah, so with Pavi, I think they're trying to go more towards like Southeast Asian, because with Aang, again, some people growing up really just took Avatar as anime, whereas like no, it's a Western animation, and some people
Mhm.
just didn't even get the Asian subtext whatsoever, which
Yeah.
I feel bad for you. So with Pavi, I really would like to see a lot of Indian, a lot of Indonesian, Thailand. Oh, that would be so beautiful to just see that incorporated in the show.
Yeah, because I know the Earth Kingdom is supposed to be China, I think, and then Japan, or yeah,
The Fire Nation was
Fire
Japan or
Nation is
something.
Japan. Tibet is the Arab nomads, and then the Eskimos are meant to be the northern and southern tribes for
Yeah,
the water
and
tribe.
people were taking offense for the Japanese being called firebenders, and I like, bro, I have no skin in this game.
Yeah, literally, I'm white. I have no I have no. I love
I
Asian culture. I know nothing about them.
I'm just listening to what the experts are saying. So with now, let's say, okay, the world got destroyed and everything got rebuilt. Maybe they're trying to show other types of Asian cultures through this like seven havens, and that would be interesting to see because now we have Earth Airbenders are alive and thriving. I love it because now they're everywhere. But unfortunately, the Airbenders are suppressing this new avatar, and I'm like, the cycle of oppression. If the airbenders in this generation knew how they were so close to extinction, they wouldn't be acting this way.
But yeah, so I'm cautiously optimistic about the show because if they do it right, it can be great. But I'm also have been lied to before, so I'm gonna try and keep an open mind about it because I want to love the Avatar series because there's some great stuff that happened in Korra, but there's also stuff that kind of broke the lore a little bit. So maybe my biggest hope is that they bring back the old Avatar spirits because that was what was sorely lacking in Korra.
Oh yeah, the going to the spirit realms and things. But the thing with Korra is when they in I think it was season 2 when they showed us the first Avatar Wong, they made Korra so OP that even normal spirits are not scary to her. She can fold them.
Yeah.
So they had to go all the way to the big one, Rava and Vatu. And it's like you can't really go higher than them.
Hmm.
So now with Pavi, again, I think from the leaks is that, oh, the earth is ravaged and people are living in these little pocket communities. And if you escape from them, like everywhere is taken over by spirits, maybe they're trying to go back to that where it's dangerous. But it's kind of giving, there was this novel that came out a while ago. I don't know the name, but it was something that, oh, people are living in this community and you have to go into this desert or something at a certain time of day and you can die. I don't know. The people who read romance novels will be screaming about it, but it's
Right.
giving that in this show where you have to be in this city and you can't go out because it's dangerous. But oh no, Pavi ran out. But she's the avatar. She's gonna be fine. So
Right.
maybe she'll be the first avatar to have spirit companions instead of humans. But we already know she has human companions, so.
Hmm. I just hope that they're dealt with better as well, like the companions, because they were kind of rushed in the last show. So just give it
Oh,
time to
I
breathe.
despise that squirrel. Oh my god, what's his name? Pablo or something?
Yeah, yeah. They gotta.
Bolin's little squirrel. I love him, but he was so irritating. I could see they were trying to do a Momo, but even Momo got on my nerves.
Yeah, and they were smart to keep him to a minimum.
Yeah, but then Appa, oh, that episode with Appa where he went through the ringer, animal abuse. I still have only watched that show 2 times ever, and the second time it snuck up on me.
Yeah.
I cannot go through that again. And
Right.
I'm kind of grateful that Korra's, companion didn't have that.
Right. That's
But this
good.
show can traumatize you if it wants to.
Hmm. Well, let's hope the show delivers, and I guess we'll find out when it comes out, and we'll see if any of the leaks are true.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Well, they're taking down all the images. Like if you go on Twitter, a lot of leaks are getting like sniped. But
Right.
recently I think they've left some. So maybe it just became too much for them to handle.
Hmm.
At this point, it's like just post it. We
Right.
already know, just post a trailer. But I think the leaks are so early in development, they have nothing to show for.
Right. And my biggest hope is that they just, yeah, they can try and go back to their roots, which is a smart thing to do, but also try and be your own show. Don't try and piggyback off of the success of the other ones, because I'm okay with these shows being not as good as the original because it's hard to get to that level even once. So even if it's just like an 8 out of 10 show or even a 7 out of 10 show, I can be satisfied with it. Just don't make it
Oh,
bad.
oh damn. I think I even got the confirmation where I just went on Twitter to try and improve my point. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think it's kind of confirmed that Pavi is the 100th avatar.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Well, I hope something happens with it. Maybe she can be the one to maybe there's some spirit stuff they can do to maybe bring back all the old spirits. Who knows?
Yeah, and obviously there are people bashing on it. I think that people are so negative. Like even when Korra got announced, there were some people saying, "Oh, a female avatar," but I think people kind of accepted that yeah, the avatar is gonna get reincarnated. You can't have more Aang, so they were more receptive. Okay, who's this new avatar? What's gonna happen?
Hmm.
So people were more hyped than disappointed,
Right.
and there were no leaks. So I think it just happened one day. Oh my god, new Avatar show, and everyone was like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah,
But
it just came out
with
of
this
nowhere.
Pavi, there's so much build up to it. Like, oh, we're getting a new Avatar series. We don't know what it is. Oh my god, it's gonna be a girl. Oh no, it's paraplegic. Like with every new information, some people are getting more and more worried,
Yeah.
calling it fan fiction. All the stuff.
Right. And I think it's just because like Core left a bad taste in their mouth, so maybe they're just like judging it preemptively. I do that sometimes, but I'm also can be grown up enough to be like, all right, let me give it a shot. It's worrying, but I'm gonna try because that's what I've been doing with a lot of the Marvel stuff. It's like, okay, Marvel's doing the same thing,
Like
so I gotta be like keep an open
Like
mind.
literally, this one I'm looking at, they were like, "Ooh, the avatars now," and they're showing Pavi and Nisha, and they are putting clown emojis, and then the avatars back then, and then they're showing Korra, Aang, Roku, and Kyoshi, and the first reply is saying, "A Korra defender hating on the new avatar. The avatar fan base has officially reached a new low." Like, yeah. People, people who hated
Yeah.
Korra are now hating the new avatar. The cycle is literally repeating itself. Have we learned nothing?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep an open mind. If it's bad, I'm gonna say if it's bad. But if it's good, I'm gonna say if it's good. But I'm gonna try and play both sides a little bit. Make sure that I try and find good in things. I don't try and just hate on everything blindly.
The number one rule I will live and die by is watch it first. You cannot form an opinion until you see the thing yourself. I do
Yeah.
not care how good at predicting you are. I am as well, but I will always reserve judgment until I have at least seen the first episode. Right
Right.
now, all you're getting is concepts.
Because even trailers can be misleading. Like it's something can look good and be bad, and something can look bad but then be good. It's like you gotta give it a shot first.
Like all these leaks, we have no idea what is or isn't real.
Right.
We don't know. So you cannot sit down and start making predictions on what you do not know.
Exactly. Well, that's all I wanted to talk about today. I don't know if you plan on putting this on your channel at all, but I will be putting it on mine. But
I will
before,
link it, but if I'm able to edit it, I just have a lot on my plate right now. I'm
yeah,
not gonna lie to you, but if I
I get you.
can, I'll try and put it on my plate. But
Yeah,
yeah, thank you for having me. I had really fun. I love geeking out about things, especially when it's this niche type of
yeah,
thing. Because a lot of my friends right now are really into Has Been and Miraculous, and it's like, well, no, I have other interests as well.
yeah. For real, for real. All right. Well, before we go,
I
go ahead and
mean,
say everywhere that they can find you.
oh, you can find me everywhere. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Blue Sky. I'm on. I think that's it. Well, I am on YouTube. I have a Discord, but don't go there. It's empty. I have a Wattpad account where I write stories sometimes, but that's cringe. And I have a merch store if you have money you want to throw at me.
Well, thank you so much for coming out, and I appreciate you giving me your time.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye bye.
Well, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on the leaks? Do you want them to be real? Do you hope for something different? What are your thoughts on Avatar as a whole? And what are your thoughts on this new series based on what information we do know? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. A big thanks to TVC for joining me on this. I'll leave you her socials in the description if you want to check out her channel. And while you're at it, go check out all of my socials in the description. If you like this video, please hit the like button. And if you really like this video and want to see more like it, why not hit the subscribe button for more if you guys enjoyed. And hit that notification bell for more videos like this. Also, check out my Patreon if you guys want to support me further. And until next time, guys, stay hype, stay awesome, stay weird, and be nice to each other. I'm Cybertech Wolf, and I'll see you guys next time.